Hello, this is Dale Matthews. Welcome to the Dale and Mike Show. I'm Dale, and
I'm Mike. Yes, and
yes,
I'm here one time only for the second day in a row.
yes, that's excellent, excellent, Mike. Just that's awesome. Everything is awesome when you're part of a team.
Yes.
So,
Something
first
like
we have, we're going to be playing the ads for you, radio advertising. But first, we're going to give you a little update about
mm,
what's happening with. You thought that footballs comprise the only inflate gate. Oh no, no,
yes.
no, no. It looks like the other side is faking views. It's very interesting. Just a little bit of context, and then Mike's going to give you an update about that. Whenever anybody that's on the anti-levy side in social media across the spectrum, there's a number of different social media sites in this area where people are talking constantly about politics, a little bit about kittens, but mostly about politics. And usually when someone on the anti-levy side sneezes, there's people from the pro-levy side, they're all over him and taking him apart. What do you mean by that sneeze? And that guy never said Satan. And I was there in the church and he was talking about sunshine. Yeah. Okay. So, but this time, so Mike puts up this show, our entire show from yesterday, which a lot of people looking at it, and it's about faking numbers on the Cuffs website, right? On the Cuffs
Mhm.
Facebook site. Well, there's like deafening silence
Yeah.
from the
Nothing.
pro levy side. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Hey, what happened to all your comments? There's no comments except finally, Linda Scott comes in, and Linda says, "Well, people are stealing our signs too." What? That's not what even
Yes.
this is about. They're stealing
Yeah,
our
but
signs. Go ahead.
in fairness, there Vivian had made mention of something stealing signs. What's next? So
Yeah.
naturally, Linda jumped on the opportunity to say stealing signs. Yes, that's what this is about. Stealing signs.
This is
Yes,
a
it's
lot.
not about us faking the views. It's about stealing signs.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
signs? What signs are we talking about? There's a
Yes.
hundred signs out there that are anti-levy. There's in people's cars. They're on the sides of their vehicles. They're waving this, and there aren't any signs to steal. That's because you stole all of them, you terrible people. No, we're not
Yes,
Satan.
there's actually a few, and when I say a few,
Yeah,
I'm
like
meaning actually
this
a few.
many. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was just
if you
hardly.
know, if a few is this many, just for all you people. Uh,
Good, there wasn't
I
just
was
one with that finger gesture. Yes.
right. I took the back way from my house to go over to Merlin, which takes me down riverbanks, and then down to Robertson Bridge and over that way. So during that whole process, I'm looking to see what's there. I saw two pro levy sign and countless no new taxes signs. They were everywhere, and they weren't only just the red one that you see. There was the one that looks exactly like the yes on the levy sign, but it's actually a no on the levy
Yeah,
sign.
that's dumb.
And then they have another one that or they had several of them that were people made their own no new taxes signs,
Wow.
and put them
Now
up on their
that's
property.
now
So
that is a grassroots effort. That's not an
yes,
effort that's started by Keith Heck. It's not an effort where they pay $100,000 or whatever to some marketing firm to try to teach us all the errors of our ways. This country bumpkins down here. I live in the city. No, this is truly people doing it on their own. Somebody asked us today. They said, "So, who's in charge of your group?"
yes, yes.
What group are we talking about? Well, who's the person in charge of all the stuff that you're doing? And
Yeah.
Mike and I are kind of looking at each other like,
Yes,
um,
there is nothing.
is it is
Well,
it us?
there are about three or four organized groups of people who all come to this by themselves, and then of course there's all the individuals that are involved, and it's
That's
no,
grassroots. There's your
yeah,
grassroots.
this is what they wish they had. an actual
People
grassroots
spontaneously
effort.
making their own signs. For all those people out there, oh
Yes.
boy, we're in favor of the levy. Where are your people? I mean, here's just another little indicator. Where are your people that are making handmade signs saying no,
Yes.
saying let's vote yes on raising our own property?
Listen, on Monday there's going to be a slew of people walking around with handmade signs
Yes.
saying, yes, we're for the levy. Woohoo! Yeah, we're grassroots.
They're printed in Portland, but they look handmade.
Yes.
Right. So this thing of changing the subject is what Cheryl Walker did on Wednesday. This was hilarious. I mean, you just got to laugh at these characters because they just can't help themselves. I get up and I say, so, basically, what's the deal about you breaking the law, Cheryl Walker? We even talked with Wally Hicks, and he says, well, I just don't know. And then what did she concentrate on, Mike? Do you remember? He does. He remembers. He's just testing me back. What she says is, instead of answering why she broke the law for the second year in a row, thank you for the pro-levy people. Why you are led in a parade down the middle of the street with streaming red signs or blue signs in your case, and it's Cheryl Walker in the front breaking the law and telling everybody how wonderful you are. She, instead of answering why she broke the law and why the other two didn't say anything, she starts talking about, well, you're not supposed to be talking with Wally Hicks like that. Really?
Oh, yeah. Right.
Is this really the point, Cheryl?
Yes. Wally Hicks is not here to give legal advice to you about your divorce.
He is our elected legal counsel, the only one in the state. So, he's more in charge of defining what he's about than Cheryl is.
However, it is true that he is not there to give us legal advice. That is not his function.
What I was asking him about.
That's what she was inferring that.
Right. See, I'm not asking him about my divorce because I'm not married. Okay. Well, of course not. And I have no children that I know of. Okay. But what I was asking him is, what can we do about a lying, cheating commissioner? That was the question. So she changes it into, well, you can't be asking him for legal advice about your, your lawsuit. No.
That was the question she didn't want you asking him.
They don't like me asking questions. I wonder why they don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Go figure. Okay, so we are going to start playing for you.
But wait a minute.
No, I forgot. I'm sorry, Mike. No, he's going to give us an update. Give us an update.
Laid all the groundwork, and then you rip the rug right out from under me.
I apologize profusely to you, sir. I am so sorry that I ruined your thing. Let's just start the dang show all over again.
Okay. All right. Yes. Hey, I'm happy to be on your show for one time only for the second time in a row.
Well, it's real nice to have you here, Mike. And please tell us we're not reading.
Okay. Here's what happened yesterday. Just a brief recap. Yesterday, I discovered that there was one of the Community United for Safety's Facebook videos had an extraordinarily high count on it. And I wanted to know, hey, what's going on? So I started watching their videos. And this one particular video that we have been talking about, which is with Mark Goins doing a commercial for the levy in front of a bunch of stained glass, went from 8,361, which I thought was pretty darn high. And then just 5 minutes ago, it's at 11,188. And the reason why Dale is cackling like a little child is because he knows that is ridiculous, especially for a local video. It's hard enough to get videos that get worldwide exposure to increment in that sort of style in a day or two. But all of the Cuffs videos have laid on like 10,000 views and then abruptly stopped to zero.
Now there's the smoke.
There's the smoking gun. That's right.
There's no way that they're going to increment by 2,000 hits every 30 seconds or a day. and then suddenly cut off. What? They've
Yes.
lost all
Yeah.
their supporters. They're going
Yes.
to
Right.
lose the election because they have no supporters now.
No,
This is
it's
such a lunkheaded way of cheating. Really, this is like Cheryl Walker. It's so transparent. You want transparency? You got it. They're cheaters.
well, had they not posted the video before and not gotten these massive run-ups, it would have been less. I mean, I would have gone, wow, I can't believe that they're getting this a number of views. But they had already posted these videos before and not gotten stellar performance out of them on Facebook. And then previous to even that, they had them posted on their website and have had them posted on their website for over a month now. And they have only gotten just lackluster performance. And as a matter of fact, the Scott Draper video, which now has like I want to say here, let me look real quick. It says 10,561 views. Well, the same video linked off of their website has 63 views total from the time it was posted a couple of months ago or a month ago. So this is clearly fakery. It's clearly false. They are trying to, they're trying to give an idea to people that these people are influential and that people want to see them. And don't you want to be in with the in crowd? And,
and this fits in perfectly with that leader of moral integrity, Mark Gatlin, who had said at a meeting that I went to, well, why don't we all just write these fake, I'm paraphrasing, why don't we just write fake letters of love to our own website and then we'll post them anonymously? And I said, well, we have a website. We'd never do that. I never said that we do. You just said it. You're 5 feet from me. And that was his suggestion. So somebody, maybe it was Mark, we don't know, he can comment, I would never do such a thing. You've already lied a couple of times. So it won't do any good. See, the best part about all this, I mean, because there is a good part. We end up looking, well, we're deceiving you, of course, but we end up looking like we're honest guys because we're telling you about this, because if we make a little mistake, we admit it. That doesn't happen that often, which is, thank God, that's the case. But we haven't had anybody on the anti-levy side that's like stolen signs or scratched things out or done some stupid thing or disobeyed the law like our county commissioner did. None of that, not a single time, but they're doing it constantly. That's who they are.
This campaign has been about deceit, lies. Their numbers that they just came out with this press conference with the sheriff the other day are totally, completely gobbledygook. They don't mean anything. They're fake numbers because they couldn't come up with real numbers to combat what we have laid out for people, and that's just the statistics that are being compiled here by the Oregon State Police.
Well, we've had the law enforcement guys on our show live before, and I asked, would you like to come on again? I mean, sure, let's be fair, come on again. Well, I don't want to talk about numbers. Oh, really? You don't want to talk about numbers now? Why don't they want to talk about numbers now?
Well, because the numbers are not their friends. It's clear that the numbers, we have the numbers on our side. They tried to put out some numbers here the other day, and then we analyzed them on a show about 2 Fridays ago, and
their numbers just don't stand up. They just
and so
now they're sending out these beautiful, full color, glossy, huge postcards, and it's got a picture of a black policeman on there. Who produced this for them? Really? Yes. A black policeman? And the children, please don't take money out of our mouths. Hey, you know what? First, don't put money in your mouth. It's really awful. The second thing is, what about the people paying higher property taxes? Please don't pay higher property taxes. It takes the food out of our mouths.
That's a little bit more accurate, So anyway, suffice it to say, it's going to be interesting to watch this over the weekend to see how high they increment. I think they like that video a lot. And so it's probably going to do almost as good as the sheriff's video. They put 18,400 something on his before they abruptly stopped paying for new likes. And oh, by the way, and I didn't mention this last night, but they're also loading up the likes on these videos too, not just the views. They're piling likes on there. And so bottom line is fakery once again, because they don't have something better to combat
and again, they're not trying to defend themselves. Usually they're right on top of this. Kind of a team of people who, anytime you say anything, they're like all over. Well, what do you mean by the word is? And this, so that's not working out. And when you look at the numbers, think we have about 50,000 voters in Josephine County out of about 85,000 people. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so the last time around, about 25,000 people voted. Now, you mean
so
to
that's
tell
about
me,
half of the voters.
You mean to tell me then that 18,000 people have looked at this video? This is so stupid. It's so stupid. Yes. 18,000 people have unique views.
I'd be willing to bet you in this county there are not 18,000 people who are on Facebook
yes.
in that voting block.
We know because we do this.
Yes, that's right. And a lot of these people, they're older, and some older people are on Facebook, but a lot of them aren't. And so there is no way that they're racking up. Not only that, it isn't just one little viral splash. Wow, look at that video. It's all of their videos that they put up. They're all getting like 10,000, 15,000 views. Come on,
people. This is the only place where they're going to win. And
yes.
Because we also run a website, what is the usefulness of even having a website when obviously it's just going to deliver to you 1.5 views, while if you put it on Facebook, it'll be 10 million views overnight.
Right, yes. That was the great point to take away from yesterday's show, is that if these numbers were actually true, which of course they're not, if they were true, no one should ever put up a campaign website again, because they're horribly inefficient. They don't work at all, clearly, because you got 63 views on a video that now has well over 10,000 because they posted it on Facebook. Come on.
And they posted it for the second time on Facebook because they're both up there. This is another stupid thing. It's so ham-handed. They've got a video down here. This is a video down here. And then they got another one up here, and they're identical. This one is doing very badly. This one is racing to the moon and beyond. Come on.
Yes. Well, so anyway, that's
the one and not for the other. And
not only that,
they want to monitor their numbers. Oh, how well are we doing with this money that we're spending? So this one's making nothing because they're not paying for anyone to look at it. And this one, they're paying for people to look. This is the only way they can get someone to vote in their direction or to even look at their videos, is to pay them to look at their videos. Yeah,
well, but in reality, these are not actual people. This is just a robot that's going.
So that's why some of these are incrementing at like a couple of hundred an hour.
Yeah.
At 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock in the morning, because
in the morning. Oh yeah, that is just so stupid.
Because what time is it in India where this stuff happens?
That's right.
Could you be more luckhead? Really? Come on now. It's like Mark Gatlin saying, "I didn't say that." Mark, I didn't even say that you did. I just said we don't do that. So you didn't say what, Mark? You can't deny it, as Cheryl does, right after you said it. And so these guys have just the same kind of mentality. They're liars, they're cheaters, and they're not very good at it. You're being manipulated, or they're trying to manipulate you. Why? Look at this black policeman that's going to what? Really? This is what they paid their money for? Please pay and spend all your money. Mortgage your house. cash in your children's deposits so that you can put them to college. Please spend every bit of money you have. Put full page color 3D ads in the Daily Courier and that stupid advertising circular. Tell everybody how wonderful. Spend everything that you have. Move into a tent, okay, so that you can get rid of this, so we can say goodbye to you. Please spend every dime that you have on promoting this dog. Does that say how I feel?
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
They're trying to cheat us. You
Yeah.
can't cheat your way into prosperity. You cannot buy your way into an election. You can try.
Yes. Well, no, you can try. And I'll tell you what, see, they did this before and they've delivered on it. So they came in here kind of cocky, but they didn't count on people, going, hey, wait a minute. What are you doing here? What? I got your number. They weren't counting on that. And, we've been catching them every step of the way. And we went back and we actually looked at the numbers, thank God for Bill Hunker looking into that, or, we wouldn't have had that. And
for this show, for us looking at this, paying attention, because you don't have enough time of the day, you probably have a life. Well, we don't.
Right.
Okay. So we're looking at this stuff and Mike catches it and he goes, that doesn't make any sense. Well, it doesn't make any sense. Busted. They're busted.
Yeah.
Liars and cheaters.
Clearly. Anyway, that's
okay. So since that was liars and cheaters, now let's play something completely different. Go ahead and play, if you will, Mike, the first ad that's going to start playing on Monday morning, Monday through Friday on KMED. Please do play that, Mike.
This is Dale Matthews, editor of BadCounty.com. Why is the concept of commissioner support for the levy so toxic? Keith Heck keeps saying he had nothing to do with initiating the levy, but we've shown everyone the videotape of him doing exactly that. BadCounty.com. It's all about trust.
Yeah, show me the videotape.
Yeah,
I want to see the videotape.
Yes, well,
you're a liar. You're a liar.
We've posted it. You can see that for yourself. It's Keith Heck. He's kicking off this thing last summer, kicking it off, saying, well, and so, but he keeps saying, as if this is going to make a difference. He keeps saying, well, this is not commissioner initiated. It's exactly that. Stop saying it. Just stop saying it, because it just keeps bringing attention to the fact that you're a big fat liar, and that you did initiate this, and this is not initiated by a public service. Sure, they picked it up after Keith initiated it. We're the real grassroots people. Okay. I mean, Mike and I are as in charge of this thing as anybody else, and nobody is. So this is a upswelling, a groundswell of actual public opinion. That's the good thing. We're catching them in daily lies. We're catching the cuffed people trying to manipulate and buy your vote and paying for views. Boy, I tell you, we're doing very well. Right at 250,000 views now. Okay. 1,000 videos. That's what it takes to get to actual people who are actually looking, and not robots looking at your videos. This is despicable.
Yes.
Okay, play the next one, Mike Jones.
This is Dale Matthews, editor of BadCounty.com. Why is the concept of commissioner support for the levy so toxic? Cheryl Walker keeps warning people that it's now against state law to oppose the levy at their Wednesday meetings. But we've shown you the videotape of her promoting exactly that. BadCounty.com. It's all about trust.
I don't trust you.
It is about trust, and this is why the cuffs people, even the cuffs people, are not the supreme liars of the universe, because they don't even they've asked the commissioners, don't endorse this levy. Really? The commissioners? They started it. Don't endorse it. Don't endorse it. Don't act like you're part of this. Why would cuffs tell the commissioners that? And we know that to be the case because even the commissioners have said that's true. Because I think illegal things.
Well, they did some polling that told them that, and so they, wisely tried to keep them out of it. It hasn't shut them up though. Cheryl Walker is touting the levy every possible chance she gets.
She's doing it right here, and she's doing it when it's against the law. How do you feel as viewers? How do you feel about the fact that the commissioners are breaking the law? And Wally Hicks says, well, there's not much we can do about it, because even though it is against the law, buying views is not against the law. It's despicable. It's manipulative. It's part of a lying culture. These guys have grown up in this atmosphere, in this town, for generations. And if you buy something, or you pretend like it's true, or you have the courier block the story, they don't even need encouragement anymore. They just do it on their own. Oh, that's not a story. What do you mean it's not a story? Of course it's a story. Oh, no, no, no. Cheryl Walker broke the law. That's not a story. Huh, okay. Well, we'll tell you. Where else are you going to go to get the facts? Kjo? Next one, please. Radio ads.
This is Dale Matthews, editor of badcounty.com. Why is the concept of commissioner support for the levy so toxic? Simon Hare acknowledges that it's against state law for commissioners to discuss budget details outside the public budget meetings. But we've shown everybody the tape of him breaking that same law. Badcounty.com. It's all about trust.
Yeah, so the county commissioners, they appoint the members of the budget committee. Certainly, this magical budget is at the core of all of our economics and county spending. Okay, so they are the ones that appoint their own choices to be on there. 5 out of 6 of the people on the budget committee are super strong levy pushers. 5 out of 6. If this thing comes up 50-50, shouldn't it, as it did last time and the time before, pretty close, shouldn't half of the members of the budget committee be people who question government? Well, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's unlikely.
And they're given solemn instructions every year to obey the law. I brought this up to Wally Hicks.
Mm.
They're supposed to obey that. They're breaking the law. And, if you feel comfortable with liars and lawbreakers, that's what they are. They lied about it. They've broken the law. This is not exaggeration. Oh, that's hyperbole. No, it's not. It's absolutely not. So do you feel comfortable? Well, what else should we expect? You know what? Really, is that some people have said, well, what else should we expect from politicians? Okay, I'll put it back to you, the people that would say that. What else should we expect from voters that keep voting in liars and cheaters? You may not have liked everything that Sandy Casanelli said or did. I liked it. Maybe you didn't, but she never, ever, ever lied to you. That's a good start.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you know what? There was a very, very successful, and it's too bad that we didn't have more alternative media infrastructure at that time, because they mounted a pretty successful PR campaign to sully her reputation. And that was effective. It worked.
How did we know, Mike? How did we know scientifically, mathematically? How did we know she wasn't Casanoli?
Because her votes were, they took all the votes and determined that she only said no 10% of the time.
That meant she said yes 90% of the time.
Yeah, 90%
so if you
of the
say
time.
yes 90% of the time, why would people call you Casanoli?
Because they want you to say yes to them every single time. That's why. You know what? That's kind of the way it works around here. There is a way, and the way is the government way. And when you say yes to the government way, you're a good guy. And when you say no to the government way, you're a very, very bad person. In fact, you're crazy.
Well, I'm I'm in disagreement with some of our viewers, maybe most of them. I don't believe that government is inherently evil all the time and that government people are just full of lies. I do believe that liars are full of lies. Liars lie and cheaters cheat. And when we catch them and we have it on videotape and Keith Hicks only answers, "Ha, well, you have it on videotape, so I guess it must be true." Yes. It's like when Carl Wilson said, Sandy and I went on a show, and Carl Wilson said, this last vote. And I said, yeah, we won. You know, we had a majority. You call that winning? Yeah, we had the majority once again. That's winning. Well, that's not winning. I'm not going to share my community with people like you. Hey, you're redefining the word winning? Really?
Well, that's, sometimes people are sore losers. I don't think that you should have to drag the losers out into the light of day to have a discussion about things right afterwards, because you're not going to get an honest conversation to begin with. And, you're just going to have the winners trying to rub the loser's face in it and vice versa.
We weren't trying to do that, but
no, but you understand what I'm saying.
Won. Yes, I do.
I'm not talking about this situation specifically. I just think,
when Sandy Casanelli won, this is once again, it's the Sandy Casanelli show. No, I'm talking about honesty. When she won over Harry Mackin. Remember Harry Mackin, the guy that you go to hell, and Harry Mackin, the guy that, let's stop these people that we've invited them to come and speak to us, and now let's stop them and shout them down. Harry Mackin, okay? So when Harry Mackin lost, the Courier put his picture on the front page, not Sandy's. No. His picture on the front page about what a shame it was that he lost that election to Sandy Casanelli. That's the Courier. Do you still have a subscription to that thing? Really? This is a non-commercial deal. I mean, I'm not trying to, don't come here because you want to buy widgets. Just come here because you want to find out what the news is, because you are not going to get it from the Courier. Now, you may get sports, and there's the obits, okay? But, okay, play the next ad, would you please? We run these ads just to tell you the news.
This is Dale Matthews, editor of badcounty.com. Why is the concept of commissioner support for the levy so toxic? Keith Heck keeps insisting that informed citizens are welcome at public meetings and that all questioners are treated with the utmost of respect. But we've shown everybody the videotape of him doing exactly the opposite. badcounty.com. It's all about trust.
They don't seem to realize that they're killing themselves when they do this. Go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just saying I'm sensing another theme here.
Yeah, just a little bit. They kill themselves when they act like this because they know, and the Cuffs people know, all the pro-levy people know, that this is all about trust. Trust in government, trust in this appointed panel, trust in the idea that this money is going to go where it's supposed to, as the finance director pointed out during the budget committee. Why, when you vote for the levy, why is he talking about the levy when you're not supposed to in the Ann Basker? Okay, and when you vote for the levy, all of that money, all the money will go into law enforcement. We've proven that that's absolutely not the case. And the only people who are still insisting that's the case is people like Mark Gatlin. He was getting people, I was there, he was getting people to sign up on the petition to put this on the ballot by telling them things that were not on the petition, which is illegal. Why do you keep talking about illegality? Because they keep breaking the law. He was telling them, well, all of the money. No, that's not true. Don't forget the 10% siphoned off the top. It just and so what was really revealing, the little things, which is the reason one of the main reasons we have this show is to tell you the little things. So here's the sheriff. He's explaining at the last Thursday budget meeting. He says, well, then we take some of this money and we set this aside for and see if this sounds familiar, everybody. We set this aside to buy things like toner and paper for the copiers. Hey, wait a minute. You set aside some of your own money to buy things like toner? It sounded like it was coming out of our mouths. A toner and paper? Why are you having to set things aside, Sheriff? out of your regular budget to buy toner and paper when the commissioners have been telling us that the 10% skimmed off the top to buy you toner and paper and things like that. So you're now buying twice as much. You're buying it. They're buying it for you. They're not taking trips. They're certainly not sending Simon Hare off to Washington, D.C. with your money, Sheriff. Why, they're buying toner and paper for you. A perfect example. No, we're buying it on our own. Did he realize what he just said? It just makes them into triple liars. They can't help themselves, because when you start lying and lying and lying and lying and deceiving, you can't keep track of your stories. This is one reason I don't lie. It's too hard to keep up with all these stories.
Yeah, but don't you make up, spend all week making up a lie that you can tell?
According to Cheryl Walker, that's what we do. Well, probably especially me.
Yes.
Why and Simon was agreeing with her. Why they probably spend all week long making up lies. That's right. And you got to work really hard. And if you work that hard, maybe you can find something. Simon, just go connect the dots, would you? Okay, here's the next ad, number 5 out of 6.
This is Dale Matthews, editor of badcounty.com. Why is the concept of commissioner support for the levy so toxic?
I don't know
Cheryl
why.
Walker keeps insisting that the board is to be held accountable and that citizens who question government are welcome to speak openly. But we've shown everybody the videotape of her doing exactly the opposite. Badcounty.com. It's all about trust.
She told Vivian that they would be happy to respond in many different ways, including email. And you can come on into, and Judy Ahrens tried this. You can come on into our office and we'll work out our differences. Why, we'll talk with you. And then Keith X starts yelling at her. Why is it that nobody wants to do that? I give each of them a chance to talk privately. And then when they lie about what happened in that meeting, then I'm not going to go back and see him. And I said, I'll be happy to talk to you on camera, because in this particular time, this roll of the dice, we've ended up with snake eyes times 3. It's just, it has to happen mathematically. It's got to happen eventually, where you end up with 3 people who are exactly the same in their willingness just to look you straight in the eye and lie to you. What can we do about that? Let's suppose it's true, Mike. What can we do? We were asked that question at this event that we went to this morning. What can we possibly do if you discover, and you can prove it on tape, that these people have just flat out lied to you? What can we do?
Well, you can do what you have done up to now, and that is send a copy of that to the ethics department of the state. And, but outside of that, there's not a whole lot you can do. The only thing then with people like this is you have to make them understand what is politically profitable. In other words, you have to influence them so they understand which way you want them to go, and they will go that way because of public pressure. Now, that doesn't exist all the time with these people. We occasionally can turn them on a certain topic if you happen to have enough people in the room that they sense the direction that the crowd is heading, and they will go that way to avoid being trampled, I guess. But short of that, you got to wait for election and get rid of them that way.
Well, one of the things that we know for sure, and getting phone calls from news organization, from the sheriff, from other places, people are paying some attention to this show. Okay, big deal. But the point is that if we can have, when I get up to speak at these meetings, you can just see them tense up. Because I can get up there with opinions, but mostly I get up and I'll say, at 9:17 and a half on Tuesday, you said the following: I think that all voters are stupid, or whatever. Okay, because they've said that kind of stuff in the past. They really have. Okay, so and our clerk said that the people who question government are morons. So then you can decide whether you want to vote for that kind of person. It's an elected position. He'll be counting his own votes. Let's just keep reminding each other about that during the next election. Counting his own votes. And people who question government are morons. That's the same thing that my favorite city councilor, Mark Gatlin, said, okay, about one of the questions I asked, and it turned out it was 100% right, but he said, well, that guy's a moron. Okay, thank you very much. We'll just keep repeating that. So you do have a microphone, and you can say things during your protected time after everyone's saying, well, obviously Mr. Matthews doesn't come to any meetings and doesn't understand anything. Okay, I'm sitting in the audience, and I'm kind of smiling, because we're going to play that back, along with your original statement. This shows that you've just lied again about it. And then so have your way. And Keith Eck is laughing, ha ha. And Cheryl Walker, this is what he's doing here. She's breaking the law, and Keith looks like the cat that ate the canary. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Look, she's breaking the law. Okay, laugh it up, boys. Just laugh it up. Play that last commercial there, would you please, Mike? Thank you.
This is Dale Matthews, editor of badcounty.com. Why is the concept of commissioner support for the levy so toxic? Simon Hare has stated that the Josephine County Board of Commissioners is probably the most transparent government in the entire world. Boy, it gets so deep around here, you need hip waders. Badcounty.com. It's all about trust.
The most transparent in the world.
In the entire world, this little middle of the nowhere county is the most transparent in the entire world.
Yes. When I first started hearing people in government say the word transparent, I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. I was trying to, what does this mean, what they're saying? But now, over many, many, many years, I have learned that anytime they say, we're the most transparent, right there, your antenna should be, sending huge flashes into your brain. Beware, beware. You're about to be hoodwinked, because any one of these guys that gets up and starts talking about transparency has no intention at all of being transparent. They just want you to shut off your brain so that you're no longer looking for any transparency from them. Oh, they're going to be transparent. He said he was going to be transparent. It's like these people that don't. They say, well, Mark Goins never said that if you don't vote for the levy, you're a Satan worshiper. Of course, he didn't say that. But if you put the sermon together, that's what the message is.
Well, they can't look at the entire thing and connect any dots. Neither can Simon Hare.
Right. So for all the people, the stupid people that are looking for an exact quote, they give them the exact quote. We're the most transparent in history. Bing. Okay. All right. Thank God that happened. Now I can stop thinking.
And as Keith Eck puts it, as Keith Eck constantly puts it, why don't you just get with the program, get on board? If you'll just support us, if you'll just back up what we're saying, as he tried to do with the department heads when he said that we had highly edited his video, and he was trying to get department heads to back him up on saying, well, he never said that. He didn't get any support at all from anybody. They're not going to say, well, obviously you didn't say it, Keith, because they can look at it for themselves. They can listen to the county's recording. And that's exactly what he said. Well, but all you need to do is get behind me, and then we'll win. No. So I have a question for you, Mike. Jeez, what are they thinking? So here's the question, Mike. Since the county, this may not be easy to answer, since the county commissioners know, because they've been told by everybody from every side, that this election is about trust, why do they keep doing things that are obviously untrustworthy?
Yes, but this is a psychological question. You'd have to get inside their head, and I don't know. I'm constantly amazed that they don't get which direction the political wind is blowing. They apparently don't care. So